What is up, Gundam MSIA fans? In today's video, I have the Japanese Devil Gundam versus the USA American release uh, Dark Gundam, I guess. And we'll be going through what the action figure comes with, all the accessories, and of course how different they look. Now, it's not majorly different color wise and panel lining, but there is a difference there, and I'm going to take you through it. So let's dive in. So as you can see here, the most noticeable difference is the panel line. You can see that the USA version doesn't have any, and there's also black bits as well inside. So you can see the black bits here and here again, like a form of panel lining, but on here there isn't any on the USA release, none on the foot either. The color scheme for this bit and this bit is a bit different. So you can see here, this one is a tad darker than the USA version. Like the color is just slightly lighter color compared to this. I'll move it back a bit as well. It's quite hard to notice, but it is slightly darker, as you can see here. And next off, this is actually like a bit more orange. Like, I don't know if my camera can pick up, but compared to the bright yellow, so like if I have them like next to each other, so you can see the yellow claw here, and you see how that looks, or yeah, in the camera you can see the comparison of how like this is clearly yellow, and you can see how that looks orange in comparison here. So the the Japanese one is yellow, and this one is just slightly orange. And this is a look from the back of the action figure as well. These things are absolutely massive, like an actual tank. Like, these things are so big, the Devil Gundam. I'm just so happy that we got this into an action figure. It's one of the best action figures ever. You wouldn't expect to get these big massive things as an action figure, but I'm glad we did. Yeah, noticeable patterns on the USA version, and here's the Japanese version here. Again, you can see the black parts again here. So this is what the back looks like in comparison. If I like zoom out, yeah. And again, I'm a big fan of the panel lining, so I quite like the panel lining job on that compared to the non-panel lining for the USA version. Right, now I'll get them out of their mobile fighter forms and put them into their normal Gundam forms now. As you can see here, this is their normal Gundam forms. Again, fantastic that we got the legs for this, by the way, and it can detach from the mobile fighter. And yeah, so this is the USA version, and this is the Japanese version. Again, as you can see the difference here, and here's the back of it again as well. And the writing is also in a different shade also. You can see the different numbers at the bottom here. Both made in China. And you can see the different colouring on the legs again. Like, this one is slightly orange compared to that. And I believe there's some panel lining. Yeah, there's some panel lining here on the legs here, and not on the USA version. And of course the black bits, as I mentioned before, when it was on the mobile fighter. But yeah, guys, tell me what you think is your favourite, the USA release or the Japanese release. Mine's, I would probably have to say, is the Japanese release, because I do like the panel lining, but I do actually prefer the colour on this one, like the slightly orangey yellow. I don't know, it just looks better to me. But it doesn't compare to like the panel lining stuff on this, to be honest. Now I'll show off just the mobile fighter by itself. And this is the last thing that it comes with, the blasters, and there's no noticeable difference from what I see color-wise. So yeah, the blasters are the exact same. Yeah, more black detail in there, panel lining, and again, you don't have any of that in the USA version. And this is what it looks like without the actual proper Gundam on it. There's another close-up of the panel lining as well, and the difference. If I can focus correct, there we go. But yeah, that's the difference between the two. I've basically covered everything. There's nothing else other than the panel lining and the slightly different color between them and the slightly different shade between like the base. If I can like point at it, like this right here, like it's just slightly different color, and that's really about it. And I believe I covered everything there is between the Japanese Devil Gundam compared to the USA Dark Gundam. Nothing really else I can think of that I've missed, to be honest, from the difference between the two. But you can tell there is a difference there. It's not a big one, but there is a difference there. And for collectors, smallest details can mean a lot because it just makes you just want both, to be honest. And another thing as well, the packaging for these two are actually quite different as well. Again, I prefer the Japanese packaging, but the USA one is also cool as well. They're both nice. Again, they're both really nice, and they're really really hard figures to come by. And I'm just really fortunate that I had like both variants of them. And if you're definitely a G Gundam fan, and if you're like a hardcore collector, if you need to have them all, then I'd recommend picking up both of them as well because they're just really cool to have, just to pair them. But honestly, one is just good enough. You don't need to have two. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the Gundam MSIA review of the Japanese Devil Gundam versus the USA release Dark Gundam. And I'll see you guys in another USA versus Japanese release. Bye.